Hey guys, I'm back again and I am here to do my first book haul of 2025. So 2025 is turning out to be one of those years where I think quite a few of the new books that are coming out could be worth us really going and trying to read them, purchase them and read them, or get them from the library if you prefer. So I have accumulated quite a few books here, some that have been, gifted to me, and others because I've just desired to have them in my possession because I want to read them. So let's get started. I don't want this to be too long, but you might want to, get something to drink or a little snack or something because we might be here just a little minute. All right. The first book on my list is Jacaranda, and this is by Gael. Faye, and I read last month his book, which is called Petit Pays, Small Country, and I noticed that this came out last year. So yeah, your girl purchased it, and this is the Glacé edition. So, nothing special on the outside. This is the look of the Glacé edition in France, and it has nice, big, plumpy writing. Nothing to write home about, but I cannot wait to get to this book. It also covers Hutu Tutsi genocide. So I'm looking forward to reading this. Hopefully I will get to it before the end of the year because I'm really feeling this young author and I really want to get to his new work. Okay, the next book on my list is Northwoods by Daniel Mason. So this is my Normandy Book Club's March read. So I need to have this read by the 22nd of March. I have not begun yet, but I have kind of separated the book how I want to read it. So I'm hoping to get started with this within the next 2 days to really see what it's like. I don't really know what to say about this one. It is one of those books. It has pictures running through it. I know it is kind of a nature read, is what I've understood it to be. But when I look at this book, the cover's fantastic, but I'm not really sure what this is about. And I'm not going to really look it up because I just want to use that as a way to spark my interest a bit more in the book. So it has all these great things: epic, exhilarating, captivating, outstanding, spellbinding, all the right words, but is it going to give me all that? I don't know. So we're going to have to wait and see. So yeah, Northwoods. Comment below if you've read that. And if you have read it, how much did you really enjoy it? All right, the next book on my list is this one right here, which is 3 books in one. So this is by Naguib Mahfouz. So it has The Beggar, The Thief and the Dogs, and Autumn Quail in the same bind up. So the thing is, I really like this author, Naguib Mahfouz, but the problem is often of these books have not been translated to English yet, or the English versions of the books are crazy looking, like the way they've been published. This one is pretty straightforward. It is a company called Anchor Books that is doing this publishing. So the text is, correct. And I like the fact that I have 3 books in one because these are books, this book isn't excessively long. It is, 467 pages. So that tells you that these 3 books are fairly short. So I'm very excited that I was able to get a copy of this because I've been interested in reading particularly The Beggar and The Thief and the Dogs. I don't know Autumn Quail, but I'm going to discover. Okay, the next 2 books are inspired by my obsession with learning Italian. So I've been learning Italian now for, it's been like a year and a few months. So I'm getting more into the culture as well as, while I'm learning the language. So I've picked up 2 books. One which was recommended by my husband, and the other which is the original story from a film that I watched on Netflix not so long ago. So the first one that my husband recommended is called The Tartar Step by Dino Buzzati. And my husband said that when he was learning Italian in high school, his teacher recommended this book. And basically, it says, written in 1938 as the world waited for war and internationally acclaimed since its publication, The Tartar Step is a provocative and frightening tale of hope, longing, and the terrible sorcery of dreams and desires. So, like, the principle of the idea of the story is it's a young Italian soldier his new job is to guard the entrance to this step. And that is sort of like, what is that's just sort of like the base of the story. But it's while he's guarding this entrance that things happen. So it's a short novel. This one it's the I think this is Canon Gate UK edition, the Canon's edition. Because I do think this book is considered an Italian classic. So I am interested to read this to see, where it's going to go, because I'm curious. I want to learn more about Italian literature, which I don't know a lot about. The second book I have is called The Leopard, and it's by Tomasi di Lampedusa. And so I think here in France, it's called like Le Guépard, and in English called The Leopard. This is considered a classic, of course. So it says, in the spring of 1860, Fabrizio, the charismatic Prince of Salina, still rules over thousands of acres and hundreds of people, including his own numerous family, in mingled splendor and squalor. Then comes Garibaldi, landing in Sicily, and the prince must decide whether to resist the forces of change or come to terms with them. So this is a book that really explores the reunification of Italy. And the prince's family, they are in Sicily. I highly recommend you go and watch the Netflix movie. They did a fantastic job. I will then see once I read this how well they really did in telling the story. But as you can see, it's not excessively long. It's not even 300 pages. But I'm excited to pick this up and see what the classic is all about, and maybe understand why this movie has been remade, because there was another movie that was made in 1963. I think it has Burt Lancaster and Claudia Cardinale, and it has it's a French actor in it as well. So yeah, so The Leopard, can't wait to get to that one. All right, now the next book, this one I started it on ebook because I wasn't sure how I was going to get along with it. And then in the end I said, no, I need the book. So this is called Classical Music to Enjoy Day by Day, Year of Wonder by Clemency Burton Hill. So this one I learned about from the lovely Nicole over at Noteworthy Fiction. Go check her out. She's got a great channel. So she talked about this at the beginning of the year, and I got it, like I said, on ebook, and I've been following it daily. And I absolutely, this is a joy of my day, is to open this up, read a little section, which is either about the musician or about the piece or something. And then I take the piece and I put it into YouTube and I listen to it. Oh, I'm having so much fun with this one. I'm really, really, really enjoying this one. I highly recommend this if you're a big lover of classical music. Such a wonderful time. I'm going to be happy. This is one of those books that I'll be doing year long. So every day, like I said, I turn to the page and I read and I listen to the music. I absolutely love it. So that's Year of Wonder. The next one I was gifted by the publishers, and this is Casualties of Truth by Lauren Frances Sharma. This is her newest book, which just came out last month, I think it was. This takes place in the US, but I think the characters are supposed to be from South Africa, or at least one of the main characters is from South Africa. So this one I will definitely try to be getting to really quickly. I'm just going to read a little bit so you can see what it's about. It says, Prudence Wright seems to have it all. A loving husband, Davis, a spacious home in Washington, D.C., and the former glories of a successful career at McKinsey, which now enable her to dedicate her days to her autistic son, Roland. When she and Davis head out for dinner with one of Davis's new colleagues, Prudence has little reason to think that certain details of her history might arise sometime between cocktails and the appetizer. Yet, when Davis's colleague turns out to be Machadizo, a man from Prudence's past, she is transported back to the formative months she spent as a law student in South Africa in 1996. Yeah, so this one sounds like it's going to be a very interesting read. Lauren Frances Sharma is an interesting writer. Okay, the next book I have on my list is this one right here. And this is a memoir. It's called Firstborn Girls by Bernice L. McFadden. Like, come on, people. Come on now. Whoever doesn't know who Bernice L. McFadden is, Google her. And get Sugar first and then read through all of her work. So this is her memoir, which basically covers her family, particularly the women in the family is what I understood it to be. And I can't wait to get to this. It's just, I love so much Bernice L. McFadden's writing. I've read all of her books and they all are like little nuggets and gems of life. Very, very important writer, and she writes about the things that are the most important to us as women and as Black women. And I am just thrilled to see that she has written her memoir, and I'm anxious to learn more about her and her fabulous family. And as you can see, there's a little picture here that you can kind of see of her, I guess, mother, grandmother, or maybe sisters. So yeah, I can't wait to get to this one. This is going to be, yeah, my heart. Okay, the next book I got on my list, which is The New Internationals by David Wright Faladay. Now, I don't know this writer, David Wright Faladay, but here he is right here. David Wright Faladay. Now, this book seems to be like, already check out that cover. How fantastic is this cover? This is going to be a book that is, I feel like it's going to be very good. But this is what it says. Paris, 1947. The city, recovering from the Nazi occupation, suffers from an economy in shambles and an unraveled social fabric. Alongside the wary and war-weary population, American GIs and young people from France's colonies also packed the city. Cécile Rosenbaum, from a bourgeois Jewish family that has lost everything, meets Minette Traoré, a feisty French-born girl of Senegalese descent, on the bus to a communist youth conference. There, she also meets Sébastien Danoxme, an aspiring architecture student from West Africa, and romance blooms. Back in Paris, as these young internationals haunt the cafes and jazz clubs of the Latin Quarter, Cécile and Sébastien find their budding love muddied by confusion, loyalties, and unyielding cultural traditions. So, yeah, this is not a very long book either. It's funny, a lot of the books that I'm picking up don't really seem to be very long. Like, they're like not even over, 300 pages. This is running around 296. So this will be my first foray into David Wright Faladay's writing. This is, like I said, his latest work. So we're going to see what this is like. But I have high hopes. I think it's going to be interesting. But I will let you know when I'm done. Now, last but not least, the book that I've been waiting for since I heard that it was coming out last year. Dream Count by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. This is also a signed first edition, so I was really happy about that. Now, I was lucky enough to listen to a short audio, which was sort of a short story that was precursor to Dream Count, and it was called Chuka. And if I can, I will link it down in the description box so that if you wish to listen to it, you can. But in listening to it, I was just so happy once it was finished, because I was like, oh my God, Chimamanda's back. So this is her new work. So I guess you can say Chiamaka is a Nigerian travel writer living in America. Alone in the midst of the pandemic, she recalls her past lovers and grapples with her choices and regrets. Zokora, her best friend, is a lawyer who has been successful at everything until betrayed and brokenhearted. She must turn to the person she thought she needed least. Omalagor, Chiamaka's bold, outspoken cousin, is a financial powerhouse in Nigeria who begins to question how well she knows herself. And Kadiatu, Chiamaka's housekeeper, is proudly raising her daughter in America, but faces an unthinkable hardship that threatens all she has worked to achieve. So, and there was another one here, the Sakura. There was also a short story that came out a couple of years before called Sakura, which was also, I think it was mostly on audiobook through Kindle, through Audible. So this one I cannot wait to get to, but I just love how they decided to publish this edition with the red on the top, the white on the bottom, and then like this kind of rainbow look. I thought it was very, very pretty. I can't wait to get to this one. I know I won't get to it this month because I've got a lot of things that I need to get read this month, but I know it might be the first one that I pick up next month for sure. Like, yeah. So that is it. Those are all of the new books that have come in. Very happy with them all. And I'm sure I'm going to read all of them this year. I'm sure of it, because I feel like there isn't a dud in here. If there is, I'll let you know, but I don't think there is. I think they're all going to be excellent, really nice reads. So that's all I have for you today for my book haul. I don't know when I'll be doing another one of these, but, who knows? This might be the only one, or, there might be maybe one other. I have no idea. I'm not really looking to buy books, but a lot of these were on my radar from last year. And yeah, so there's quite a few pre-orders in here, if I must say. And there was like Jacaranda. This was definitely one that was, spur of the moment. I bought this one last month. Whereas all of these, let's see, all of these were pre-orders, except this was gifted by the publishers. This I purchased, and this one I purchased. So yeah, you know, it is what it is. We're going to see. I'll let you know as the pile goes down, as I start to read them. But for the moment, this is the one that I'm going to be working on starting probably tomorrow. Northwoods, which I'm a little scared about because I don't know about this book. But anyway, that's it. I will be back very soon with another video. Bye-bye.